What is up, guys? It is Jed Wrestling here, back again with another video, and today we will be taking a look at SummerSlam 2025, Saturday, night one of 2025. SummerSlam was, of course, last night, and it was pretty crazy. There was a lot of stuff that happened, mostly in the main event. I'm very excited for SummerSlam Night 2, but before we get there, let's talk about Night 1 and our opening match, which was Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Braun. Sorry guys, that super kick setup doesn't really want to stay up anymore, so I apologize. But our first match of the night was indeed Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I liked this match for sure. I thought it was pretty good. They did wait a while to tag Roman Reigns in, but once Jey tagged in Roman, he was going absolutely ham. He was taking it to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and actually did a dive over the top rope, which I don't remember the last time he did it, but it's definitely been a while. He did the big dive over the top rope on both Brauns, and he definitely overshot it. Like he hit Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, then he like flew over and landed on his back really hard. It looked pretty nasty, and he was still able to continue the match, of course, because he's the tribal chief. But even scarier than that, perhaps, was when Bronson Reed did a suicide dive on Jey Uso and Roman Reigns on the opposite side of the ring, and he actually like hit his face on the floor. Like that looked nasty as well. The dives in this match were kind of messed up. I'm just glad that nobody got too hurt. But we did see Roman Reigns spear Braun Breaker through the barricade, which was cool. And a little bit later on, he would take a spear from Braun Breaker for Jey Uso, as in like he was taking the bullet for him. He's never really done something like that. They were sure to point that out. It was really cool to see Roman Reigns take the bullet, of course, for Jey Uso after years of abusing him under his leadership. But he would allow Jey Uso to hit an Uso splash on Bronson Reed and pick up the victory. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso do win the opening match, just like I predicted. A pretty solid match here. I do think Roman Reigns is unfortunately going to be going on another leave of absence after SummerSlam. But once he comes back, I feel like he's got a feud with Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. After what happened last night, especially like last time we saw Roman Reigns, he was attacked by Seth Rollins, and then when he eventually came back, Seth Rollins was supposedly injured. So I have to see what happens then. Into our women's tag team championship match, it was Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day. This match was nothing crazy. I mean, it was okay. It certainly didn't follow up the previous tag team match, in my opinion, but we did see some pretty cool stuff here. We saw Alexa Bliss accidentally punching Charlotte Flair in the face when she was trying to punch, I believe, Roxanne Perez, and Roxanne ducked out of the way. Alexa ended up KOing Charlotte. And then we all thought that Charlotte was going to turn on Alexa Bliss when Alexa Bliss was going for the Sister Abigail, but she didn't. She hit the big boot on Roxanne Perez, allowing Alexa Bliss to hit the Abigail DDT and pick up the victory for the Women's Tag Team Championships. This was not what I was expecting, but it's certainly what I was hoping. I like this tag team. I think it's something fresh for both of them, especially like two tenured women. Sometimes they struggle how to use the tenured people that are on the roster, at least in the women's division, like Natalia, for example. But I think that this is a really good use for Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and they're going to make some pretty solid women's tag team champions. Only one question to ask: are they friends now? I'm pretty sure they are. Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn was up next. Karrion Kross trying to get Sami Zayn to embrace his inner truth or whatever. This is another match that was just kind of meh, dude. I feel like everything between, like most of everything between the first tag team match and then the main event was just a bit meh. I know I said in my community post that it was like gonna be hard to top or something, but really like going through all the matches again, it was just kind of meh. But we did see Sami Zayn be handed the lead pipe by Scarlett to, in theory, hit her own husband with, which is kind of weird. But I guess they're gonna go to any lengths to, I don't like, get Sami Zayn to embrace his inner bad guy or something. But he opted not to hit Karrion Kross with the lead pipe. Instead, it hit an exploder suplex and then a halupa kick to pick up the victory, hopefully end this rivalry with Karrion Kross. I like Sami Zayn. As for Karrion Kross, I feel like he's kind of just another one of those internet darlings that's going on right now. Like I don't know, I don't really see too much in him as I've documented in the past. But Sami Zayn, he definitely deserves a push, and I think he'd be a good first contender for Seth Rollins' World Championship. Dude, I'm so excited for Seth's reign. There's a lot of potential challengers for him. I think Sami Zayn is at the top of the list. Next up, we had Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. In all honesty, I was kind of like half paying attention to this match, not because I wasn't interested in it or anything. it was just because it was at this point where I was like grabbing some popcorn. I was cooking up some popcorn on the stove. So that's sort of why I wasn't able to pay attention to this match, but I did catch the ending. It was where Tiffany Stratton did hit the prettiest moonsault ever on Jade Cargill to pick up the win. Another match result that surprised me, not gonna lie. I did predict Jade Cargill to pick up this victory and become the women's champion, but it wasn't to be. Tiffany Stratton retains the WWE Women's Championship, and it is still Tiffy time. As for who's going to dethrone her, I really don't know. Like, I don't know how many, like, credible female talent there are on SmackDown. There's possibly Nia Jax, but I heard she went down to NXT, so she might not be on SmackDown for a while. And I don't know, I feel like they've kind of burned through all Tiffany Stratton's contenders for the championship. So we'll have to see like what happens next with her. But cool to see Tiffany Stratton pick up the win. The in-ring debut of Jelly Roll, and he freaking lost, dude. It was Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Jelly Roll was doing fine. Like the craziest thing he hit was like an elbow drop from a standing position. He wasn't like jumping off the top rope hitting 450s or anything like that. But he definitely got a pretty good reaction from the audience. He was like originally refusing to tag in Randy Orton, which I found kind of weird. I thought Randy Orton was gonna go all 2009 on and maybe kick him in the head or something. But as the match wore on, we did see Logan Paul lay Jelly Roll out on the announce table, and then he would do this wicked frog splash through the announce table. That it was like one of the craziest frog splashes Logan Paul has ever hit. He clasped the primes in the he like clasped the prime bottles together like Steve Austin used to do with the beers, and he jumped like super high in the air to take out Jelly Roll through the announce table. Afterward, he had this weird black stuff on his chest. It was like a black string. I don't really know what that was, kind of grossed me out. But Jelly Roll was about to be taken to the back, but then he saw Randy Orton getting beaten on by Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, so he came back in, but he still managed to lose. We had Logan Paul pinning Jelly Roll 1, 2, 3, so he came back to life just to take the pin in the match. That was kind of disappointing. Once again, I called the eventual loser win or losers more accurately winning this match. I'm just glad that they didn't have like a Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton take a pinfall. But it's just kind of surprising because like celebrities usually win their first match. Like when they wrestle, they usually like win their first match. Like you saw it with Bad Bunny, you saw it with Logan Paul, you saw it with all those people. But I guess not for Jelly Roll. And I can only assume that someday Jelly Roll is going to come back, maybe do some more matches, perhaps a one-on-one versus Logan Paul. I don't think that would be bad. But yes, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre do pick up the victory. And our main event of SummerSlam Saturday, easily match of the night for the World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk versus Gunther. CM Punk's attire for this match was wicked. It was like it was like a baby blue. It looked really awesome, and I really hope Mattel makes a figure of it. I assume they will because lately they've been pumping out CM Punks like hotcakes, whether it be like flashback punks or current punks. So I can only assume that we're gonna get that in elite figure form, hopefully. But yeah, I like the added little details in this match, like CM Punk trying to block the chops from Gunther. He was blocking him for a while, but Gunther ended up chopping him quite a bit across the chest, across the leg, across the back. It was pretty crazy. We did see Gunther showboating on the announce table, then CM Punk like tripped him up, and Gunther went face first into the announce table and busted himself open, which was wild. I can't. They pointed it out like they can't even remember the last time Gunther got busted open, and I can't either. Gunther was flabbergasted by seeing his own blood and would be weakened for CM Punk to take the final blow. He hit two go-to sleeps on Gunther and won the World Heavyweight Championship. So your new World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. CM Punk's in the ring celebrating with the title, and they tried really hard to make it seem like that was all we'd be getting that night, that we had Michael Cole and Wade Barrett giving CM Punk a standing ovation. We had Punk getting emotional over the championship that he hasn't won in 13 years, of course, being a world championship. But then we hear burn it down. I called it, baby. Seth freaking Rollins comes down onto the stage with crutches and a knee brace, and then he sort of like supposedly issues a warning to CM Punk, and then he looks like he's gonna walk back, then throws his crutches down, rips his knee brace off, runs down to the ring, and assaults CM Punk with the briefcase. Rollins cashes in the briefcase, hits the curb stomp on CM Punk. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins is your new World Heavyweight Champion, dude. This was absolutely awesome. Like I said in my prediction video and a little earlier in this video, I did call it. I was pretty adamant that Seth Rollins was coming back for a super shock factor to end SummerSlam Night 1, and that's what happened. He is your new World Heavyweight Champion. And also, like I said earlier, there's a lot of different challengers. Maybe Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, like Sheamus. Like, there's a lot of different people on the Raw roster. Maybe LA Knight. I don't think he should go back after CM Punk again, dude. Like we've seen this match a bunch of times. Like we saw Raw on Netflix, CM Punk and Seth Rollins. We saw Madison Square Garden inside the steel cage, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. We saw WrestleMania 41, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns in the triple threat match. Then we saw Saturday night's main event, Punk and Rollins in a tag team match with each other. And then here, like I feel like they should hold off on this rivalry for a little bit. It used to be a dream match. But I feel like since the dream match originally happened, we have been seeing quite a lot of Seth Rollins and CM Punk in the same match as each other. So I feel like they should give this feud a rest for the time being. Either have CM Punk take some time off or have him move to a different storyline and let Rollins have a new contender for the World Heavyweight Championship because there is a lot of options. Hats off to WWE and to Seth Rollins for making this injury work, if you know what I mean, because they went to extreme lengths to work everyone into thinking Seth Rollins' knee was legitimately injured. I even heard today that they had Seth Rollins show up at his wrestling school in Iowa in crutches and a knee brace, working his own trainees, which is absolutely crazy. But it's really awesome to see Seth Rollins as the World Heavyweight Champion. I love Seth Rollins. And I've been crying out for another world title reign from him since he originally lost the title at WrestleMania 40, and it's finally upon us. Your new World Heavyweight Champion, the Visionary, the Revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins. Hi guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for SummerSlam Night 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As for my rating out of 10 for this show, I'm probably going to give it a 6 if I'm being totally honest, a 6 out of 10. The thing is just like the tag team match was good and the main event was such a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, so that sort of like helps its ranking a little bit from being a little lower, but everything in between those two segments was just a little bit meh in my opinion, although we did see some pretty cool stuff here and there, but that's probably going to be my final rating, 6 out of 10. I would greatly appreciate it if you were to smash a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss night two's review coming tomorrow. But yes, Jed Wrestling out.